What is up, guys? I'm with the Duel Factory for just a random discussion because, as all of you know, we got a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list for the TCG today.
No, we didn't. He's lying.
Yeah, well, we might as well not have. But we're going to talk about it and give our honest opinions about it because mine are very negative, and I don't usually like to be super negative, but we'll get into that. So, let's go over the hits real quick for anybody just listening. Argopane ban, Mermaid ban, Widow Anchor to 1, Dark Arm to 3.
Dark Arm to 2, calm down.
Oh yeah, Dark Arm to 2 should be 3. For the Unlimits, Chaos Emperor, Malicious, Aether, Stratos, Dragonfly, Shrit, Construct, Royal Tribute for some fucking reason, and Super Rejuve. So, what this list did, it's fucking nothing. It just made it so the Orchest engine is not playable in random decks, which, I guess is fine. Banned Argopane. I think the deck that got hurt the most out of this is Pendulum. Widow Anchor, Sky Striker is going to top the next event, I promise you. And other than that, that's it. Right? Orchest is the best fucking deck. Thunder Dragon, but if it wasn't for Orchest, would probably be the best deck. So it's going to be a tier 1 deck. Striker's still playable on a rogue-ish, almost competitive level, and that's the format. Thoughts, Joe?
Well, let's take a look here. So, Argopane's gone and Mermaid's gone, right?
Yeah, let's talk about those two first. Impact.
We no longer have any two monsters is a Lone Fire Blossom for Orchest, right?
Yep.
So, like you said, it has to stay within its archetype. First thoughts on that is looking at the Warrior engine because it facilitates what the Orchest engine needs. So that's kind of cool, especially with Mally going to 3, but we can get that into a little later. But you have to play a lot of more starter cards now that you didn't have to play before. But now, when you look at Orchest, I feel like you have to play Scrap Recycler. That's just instant access to your Harpor. You have to max out on the Harpor in whatever build you play because, like you said, you need access to those cards. But it is a step in the right direction because now, they don't get away with just playing minimal engine requirements while everything else is extender. So I think it's good, but as like you said, it doesn't do enough. That's the problem.
Yeah, pure Orchest decks were topping previously, and if you watch their profiles or have played pure Orchest, you don't even make Mermaid every match. You have enough. You just have enough cards because you just need an Orchest monster and any other monster to go into Galatea. It's a dark monster, right? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Pure Orchest is a good deck. It's consistent. They have tools like Armageddonite, Gruffer, Scrap Recycler. The Pure Orchest probably will play Brass Bombard because that's another decent card. It's not amazing, but
it's an interesting card.
Yeah, it's that plus it's like Crusadia. Bombard plus any other Orchest is combo.
Yeah, but it makes the Orchest engine less generic, and I think that's really good. So.
Yeah. And
I can't complain about that.
I'm super happy that when I'm deck building, whether it's rogue or competitive, I don't have to be okay, I have 2 monsters on the field, let's do Orchest combo. I'm just happy that that's gone. I have no problem with pure Orchest as a deck. It's not an unfair deck. It has some favorable matchups, which is why I think it's doing so well. There's not really a good counter to it. But it's the same fucking deck that we've all been seeing for 8 months since Nightmare came out, Orchestrated Nightmare.
It came out of Savage Strike, I think.
But I think that is the undisputed best deck of the format, given how much combo struggles with the current format, the card pool that we have with the lack of checks to cards like Nibiru in certain combo decks, just general hand traps for Dragon Link, which, speaking of Dragon Link, Argopane's gone, thank fucking God.
That needed to happen. Okay. With the 2 hits, Argopane and Mermaid, another thing that with Mermaid being gone did, and also having Argopane gone, now you future-proof the game. So now, with Argopane gone, you can't facilitate stupid FTKs that involve Super Alloyed Beast Raptinus, which I can't believe I'm about to say that. And I'm sure there's some other FTK that would have came out that involved a dragon that you can summon off Argapane and stuff like that. So I feel like it future-proofs it. And then now you're also taking away just combo decks making free Omni negates. Like, that wasn't cool whatsoever.
Yeah, like we bitch about, cards like Double Helix, Wind Up Carriers and Mighty, like Lone Fire Blossoms, right? Like, this summons the boss monster that you're trying to get to. Like, that is just, it's not healthy, and it just needed to go. It's
hard to skip step 1 through 5.
Yeah, like, Pendulum's still going to be able to play. Don't get me wrong, they'll adapt. They always fucking do. But getting rid of the negate from Argapane, they're going to have to go back to making a rank 7 with Absolute and then linking it off to get Vortex out. And then they also lost the follow-up, like, Orcus combo, because if you hand trapped Pendulum to death, they would still be able to Orcus combo. Like, it was like a secondary and third option that they had. Thank God that's gone. So it's going to be a more streamlined deck. They're still going to put up multiple negates. It's Pendulum. It's unfair mechanic.
I don't know. I still think Pendulum's really good after this landless too. Like, yeah, they lose like the Guarded Dragon, they lose the Oryx Engine, but like at the end of the day, Pendulum's still Pendulum.
Yeah,
and they still have the most rules.
I would agree. They play around Nibiru the best probably out of all the combo decks, and it's a good deck. But as we always talk about with Pendulum, if it is heading that way, there are so many hard counters for Pendulum that it'll at least be a 3-deck format. At least. So, thank God Guard Dragon Argapane's gone. For the next one, Widow Anchor. Sky Striker's not dead. It's not great. It's definitely... I don't think... If you're going to an event to win, you should not bring Sky Striker. If you want to do okay, and you've been playing the deck for a long time because it's been out for almost fucking 2 years, you can still do well. It's going to require learning how to build the deck now, because I don't know if it should be Floodgate City or going second. I don't know.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I was too busy with the other Thunder players rejoicing over Widow Anchor being at 1.
Yes. And because Thunder went untouched, that is a very, very good reason not to play Sky Striker, because your in-deck answers to Colossus to be able to play are no longer. So this is not the format for this. I think Striker is going to become the next Burning Abyss, where it's always playable but never the best deck. Again, that is. We all knew it was for a while. And they just got that support. Rumors for Link Friends Pack 3 for a new Link monster, whether it's a Link 2 or what. The deck's still playable, but if you want to do well and win an event, I wouldn't fucking bring it.
I mean, it was time. Let's be real.
Yeah, it is now bumped down from a tier 1 contender to you better know what the fuck you're doing and have the best Sky Striker deck list to play it. And that's fine, right? That's okay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because all the top tier players, they're going to gravitate towards Pure Orcus, Thunder Dragon, just a more, I don't want to say versatile deck, because Sky Striker's still really versatile. I'd say more resilient deck, because now you can just you have what, 4 cards at 1? Kagari, multi-roll, drones, and Widow Anchor. Yeah, so you're going to be struggling if you get hit with the Cosmic Sight. Like, Widow Anchor is such a powerful card. If you lose access to that because you wanted to recur it off multi-roll at a bad time, then you're just going to lose the game. Assuming you got to multi-roll, because that's at 1 too. Whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know, we can go on about Sky Striker all day, but we'll have like an hour-long video.
Dark Arm Dragon 2. I love this card. I think it's super cool. It's not going to do shit.
Kind of scares me being at 2. But you also got to remember, the last time I saw 2 Dark Arm Dragon, since I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Longer than everyone in this chat, I think, there's priority.
Yeah, you definitely... Like, this card's only good going second, and it needs Grave setup. It's just...
Like, you could drop a dad and just start nuking shit. Yeah. And your opponent can't do anything about it, and you're like, oh.
Dark Arm's effect is extremely good. I don't think it, even if it fit perfectly into a strategy, it's not the format for it. You got Thunder Dragon protection, Dingirsu. Plus, like, its summoning condition for a deck not built around it is not the easiest thing to do since Fairy Tail Snow's banned. I was thinking, like, you can just search it off Brotar, but then it's like, why would I search this? If I could summon this, I could summon Levianeer and get a better effect. Like,
I don't know. Dark Arm's one of those cards that's victimized with Eclipse Wyvern being on because it paired the best with that one because it's just a setup at that point.
I would agree.
A Wyvern had to go, so I mean, it's going to be unfortunate. And the OCGs had 2 Dark Arm for God knows how long now.
Yeah, they just got to 3 on the last list, didn't they?
Yeah, now it did a lot more in 2015 when Duelist Alliance format was prevalent because like you had Denko Sekka and like Chaos Monster plus like Shaddoll Fusion was instant death because that was Construct Chaos Monster Dark Armed for free. Like that was insane, but like I said, that was 4 years ago. You fast forward now. Destruction's not as popular as it would have been, and like, I mean, it's cool. It's 2800. It's searchable. It also has Monarch stats, so it works with all the Monarch cards. But it's too late for it to be coming off the ban list to have any major impact.
Yeah. Now, I mean, ifs and buts, right? If this card was say searchable off Melody, maybe it'd have more of a niche place somewhere. But like, it's a fun card, and I'm definitely going to mess around with it because I just like it, you know, summoning Dark Arm. Like, I had a Dark Arm Turbo, like, Invoke deck. It was like playing Witch of the Black Forest, and it was fun.
I'll tell you what deck Dark Arm might have a home in, I'm thinking about it.
What's that?
Is Pure Thunder. Because you manipulate your graveyard so easily with Thunder Dragon Fusion, and then you could banish like a Thunder Dragon Roar or Thunder Dragon Dart for Dark Arm to pop a card and then get an effect off of it.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be that'd be really interesting if like Eclipse Wyvern was legal.
Yeah, like that deck that card might have a home in that deck, but we'll have to see.
I mean, the issue becomes it's an unsearchable card, right? It's an unsearchable main deck boss monster.
Right, you have a lot of that stuff though occurring in like Pure Thunder when you're not playing cards other than Thunder monsters. That's the problem.
All right, so we talked enough about that. Chaos Emperor Dragon. I don't think it warrants breath at this point. Like, it's a chaos monster that is a vanilla, essentially.
Level 8.
Yeah. Searchable off Melody. It's neat. Malicious. This was the one thing that like scared me when I saw the list. Like this, I don't think this is okay.
It's probably not. I mean, you give more access to Wario Toolbox decks. You give hero players who now have 3 Stratos a 3rd Malicious to go into more intricate hero combos, but I mean, I don't think that's going to affect... where you're going to see the big play here is, like, in just warrior decks that need access to Icehold, because essentially, if you open Armageddonite, you just get 2 free Link materials because you have the 3rd Mally now. Like, that's a little scary. And it's a dark monster, and it pairs well with Orcust.
I mean, Mally, it's just not okay in Link format. Like, you saw it in so many iterations between, like, Isold Turbo, and then you had, like, wasn't Mally part of the fucking Zexalock to make... Oh, no, that was a Pendulum variant where they were using, like, Chronograph as a level 6 and sending the... Whatever.
Yeah.
It's a level 6, makes Beatrice...
Yeah, but the cards you sent to make it live for Zexal and stuff like that are not like
that was banned. But my point is, it's a really, really good fucking card, and it doesn't bode well for future card design because generic warrior Konami loves generic warrior support, right? That's the reason Isold's generic.
100%.
But I don't know. I think it's a bad decision. It's kind of like Rat Pier in a sense, right? Like, it's fine at 2 because it's not overbearing. You get 1 free summon, but at 3, it's just like this insane issue.
It's one of those cards time only tell, man.
Yeah.
Like we're basing it off the nightmares of Goki format, but at the same time, like, we're past the point of Goki format, Firewall's gone. Like, a lot's changed since Malicious has been at 2, so...
Yeah, all the insane first wave Link monsters are banned. You're not going against these Trigate, Gumblar, U-Links, so...
Also, cards like Summon Sork are gone, so you can't summon Sork it straight out of the deck for free Link fodder.
Yeah. It's just with Access ISOL and still being able to summon Armageddon Knight, like, it scares me, but who knows, we'll see. Warrior Turbo, you have to play 5 equips in your deck to do that, and that's just a horrible idea.
That's already diluting your deck.
Yeah. Aether to 3, I fucking hate Monarchs, but good for you guys.
It'll do nothing. You still have True Draco viable in the format. Why would you play Monarch over True Draco?
Yeah, especially with one Pantheism. Like, for all the Monarch players, because I've met several that are just, they've been playing them for years, like, religiously. Good for you guys. Stratos to 3. Hero players rejoice.
Woo! I'm getting some cold cuts today with that third Stratos. You feel me, cuz? It just ups your consistency so much more. Like, we already had 2 Stratos and you already had a lot of consistency, but, like, it just makes it, like, it makes it really hard to break in Heroes now, but, like, it's still rogue at best, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have 3 Stratos. I'm not a hero player, but I like to see it. Inzektor Dragonfly.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember what Inzektors did when they had 3 Dragonfly and 3 Hornet, and this was before Link format. Now we have Link monsters, and like, okay, some of the good, like most of the good Link monsters where like Inzektors could have abused are gone, like Firewall, Summon Sword, Gumblar, like stuff like that. But like, I mean, you have a monster that says I can just summon whatever, and it's not hard once per turn. So like, you gonna be summoning some cards.
Is this one of those like situations like windups where it's like, okay, yeah, when you have them, it's amazing, but if you don't have them, like, what does the deck do? I'm not familiar with Inzektors.
That's one of those things. Long story short, Inzektors was like a really, really scary deck because like 1 Dragonfly plus an equip, it could get you access to your entire deck, and like you're just gonna get infinite pops off a Hornet. You're gonna get infinite summons off of your Dragonflies, which gets you Centipedes, which gets you the Excaliburs and the Gigamantises, and then you end on a really, really big OTK. And it was one of the first decks that could play like rank 6s and stuff like that, if I remember correctly. Or there might have been windups, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's Inzektor.
No, windups didn't have rank 6s.
There was a way when you ended up into your combo and you increased your monster's levels to 6. Because playing through Tragodia and Gourds was a big thing to do back in the day. You could do a combo that you ended on your Photon Strike Bouncer, and you can OTK through those multiple hand traps, so that was kind of scary. Now, with Link monsters and stuff like that, especially Inzektor, pick whatever her name is, being able to pot of Avarice, like all your cards back, like, that deck can do a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, a lot. So...
I think the problem with Inzektors, and we'll move on right after this, is there is not a large dedicated player base of Inzektors. You know how like Necros has their players, Heroes have their players. Like nobody's like, my favorite deck's Inzektors.
You shut your whore mouth when it comes to that. I'll get Skip in this chat right now.
All right, sorry. Okay, the next one, Shrit to 3. I don't know why people keep saying like, yeah, Necros players are gonna love this. Like this, you shouldn't play 3 of this card. But that's just me. Maybe I'm retarded, but
if you're gonna bring it back to 2, you might as well brought it back to 3 because Necros players are only gonna play 2 to begin with. So
I guarantee you'll see profiles with 3 on it on YouTube.
I'm sure they will.
Shadal Construct, Joe, do your thing.
Whew. When I woke up this morning and saw my queen was finally freed to maximum copies, I was so happy. And then I realized it's 2019, the deck won't do anything. But I can now freely, at locals, put a Shadal list together, maybe with some invoked cards, I don't know, and play 3 of the queen, and fuck some shit up, you know?
Yeah. I like this because it opens up the opportunity if we do... The issue with the Shadal engine is there's no good, impactful light target to send going second, because you know how people used to side the Shadal engine?
Yeah.
It just doesn't have that option right now, like Fairy Tail Snow's not in the format. But if we do get a good light target that makes board presence impact, then I feel like it can be relevant.
Well, here's an idea. So, in 2015, before Construct went to 0, right, when it was banned, the most popular version of the deck you saw was the Perform Age engine, right? Which we have access to now. And essentially, if I think about it, we have access to every single card that deck played. And they're generic light monsters, and they're actually really decent. But the problem is they didn't have a really good supporting deck to go into and stuff like that. You might be able to do it now, but I think it's too late. But I mean, it was like you're saying, just the good generic light monsters are gone. The biggest one being Fairy Tail Snow is now gone. Can you imagine a Shaddoll fusion for Fairy Tail Snow? Oh my god.
No, I can't. It would be fun, but it would probably cause Snow to be banned if it wasn't already. All right. Next card, fucking Royal Tribute. Like, why?
It's scary, but I mean, you have to play Necro Valley to make it worth playing.
Yeah, I mean, the decks that would play this card, like, they're not good. It's just when this resolves, it's just not fun. Unless you just lie to your opponent, but you don't do that.
It's another card Mystic Mind decks can play.
And then Super Rejuvenation. Like, it's safe to come back currently. I don't think it's a healthy card just to have in the game. It's just in general. And it limits the fucking rulers to come back, which people would have loved to see way more than this card. I don't care about Dragon Maidens or whatever they got going on.
I don't know, man. I still have nightmares of Rejuve for 10.
Yeah, Rejuve into Rejuve into Rejuve. You have fucking
and you draw like
three Veilers and Maxi.
You sculpt your graveyard. You have nothing but hand traps. I still have nightmares of that format.
Yeah, which is... But wouldn't you rather have Blaster, Redox, and Tidal than Super Rejuve?
Yeah, I would. Because, like, you know, Rulers was, like, the best Tier 0 format ever.
Yeah, Rulers are fun.
That's life. That is life.
All right, final thoughts on the list. I'm a little disappointed, mostly with the peel-off cards. The bans were necessary. Striker, I wish they just went with OCG and limited, semi-limited engage and anchor, but whatever. Now I can't play the deck competitively. I'm not going to. You can. Yeah, I just wish more stuff came off, to be honest. And I feel like there were some more hits that needed to happen, but they didn't.
I don't know. I think it's cool. There's more that could have been done, but I think it's all right for now.
Yeah. But with that being said, all right for now. This is going to be a long format, and it's going to be more of the same, which is where my issue comes in place. We have 3 months of this coming format, and if it is Orcus, the format, I'm going to get bored of the game. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to play at locals, and that's about it.
That's tough. That is tough.
All right, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please remember to like, check out our other videos. We're going to try to do more of this kind of stuff in the near future once my fucking move is over. But I'll see you guys next time.
Okay, bye.